we've got ourselves a very good one today. Kinetolic Gaming versus Ethereal in the MKPS Final 8 Winners Finals. I'm Jaggy, and I'm joined by Torp.
What's up, guys? You already know how it is. I'm doing great. I'm excited for this match. I dropped from my custom track tournament match to play here, or to cast this. And
this man is committed.
Dude, I'm down. It's been a while since I was in the casting booth, but I figured now would be a better time than ever to come back, because I feel like this is probably the highest stakes match we've seen since the creation of MKPS, honestly. I mean, this is the final tournament, and these teams are gunning for a spot in the winner's side of Grands, and that's a huge advantage over the team coming from losers.
MW are out already. They lost to Kinetolic Gaming 2-0 in the winner's side, and then they lost to WZ in the loser side 2-1. And Kinetolic Gaming are on form right now, despite not really having a certain lineup that they come out, because some are split in Final 8. They've been switching up their lineups a lot, but they seem to find their home finally. They have Russo playing, and he's been a main piece for them. They have, Luke Murad, Russo, Javo, and Ryu, which has been fairly consistent this season.
Yeah, you guys might notice the absence of Jake. They've had some issues very recently, I think, with him being available to play, which is unfortunate because, you know, I would obviously prefer, as I think most people would, to see, you know, the best possible lineups these teams could put out, you know, really just to show off the very top level of the game again. That's not to say that Luke can't do it. He's obviously really good, and the team has obviously shown that they are capable of beating pretty much anyone in the game, so I think we're still going to be for an exceptionally good match.
As for Ethereal, it's just quintessential Ethereal. You have Crash, Jeff, Faisal, Noctil, and Bobby. Take the reign for this race because I'm still setting up. So
you gotta go live. We kind of threw together this cast last minute because we didn't have another stream host that was available. So Jaggy's kind of running the whole show over here and cast.
Let's go.
Yeah. My first race on DDR. We got Faceless POV for Ethereal, and I believe it's Russo, right, that we have for KG. So it's nice to see a little bit of what's going on both sides. I think we're going to see a lot of these teams hard bagging for 8th place boxes. That seems to be something that these top teams are implementing even more nowadays, because they're just so concerned about the Bill and 8th being such a threat. Faisal getting off to a great start.
Yeah, right away we see Faisal having to use that star prematurely with that schlag attempt from Russo. And are we seeing a... Okay, we're seeing first from Crash at 2-3-4, and now Faisal's going to be coming up the rear. So top 2, it looks to me. Kind of an iffy golden cut there, but he manages to recover. Still top 2. Actually, someone comes up from KG, it looks to me like.
Yeah, it looks like Ethereal are most of the top spots, though. But there's Javo up there, you know, trying to make something happen. But he's really too far away from Faisal, I think, to make a play in the immediate future. It seems like Bobby is 10th by a country mile, which is big news for Ethereal, because if they can literally just hold chalk and keep these top spots, they're going to be set for a really good first race to get the momentum going their way, and hoping to build on that lead as time goes on. But
a little bit of a flub there from Faisal, though, to kind of... he had a little bit of a break there, but after that, not so much, but we'll see how much of a factor that'll play in. We see someone taking the Ultra in second, not entirely sure who that is. As for the bagging battle, though, looks to me like Bobby's still going backwards. Potentially getting starred. No, he lags out.
Yeah, Spot's kind of moving around back there. The only indication we have of who is where, other than the me names, is those 2 daisies, which are both on KG. That's Murra and Russo, so that's something to look out for. But yeah, it seems like Faisal just got a free run this whole race, and that was close. That fib was there last lap, so he probably remembered it. But looks like it's going to be at least a top 2. They call a shock TSing Russo in the sand, it looks like. So a really big race for Ethereal. I think that ended up being like a top 3, maybe.
Yeah, and nobody dodging there, but that was a very well called shock to be able to TS Russo. I don't think it affected him that much, but Russo lost the spot, I believe. I'm not sure if it was a teammate.
I think that's what it did. I think it changed it from a top 2-4 to top 3 or something like that. And Faisal, I mean, he did kind of make a couple mistakes here and there. Could have been cleaner, but when you chain a star to a golden in like 6th on DDR, it's hard to not get a free run after that.
Also, get the spots for me real quick.
Top 2, 4, 8, 10, actually. Okay. So Russo did lose a few spots, but he got passed by players on both teams. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't switch POVs that race because we're still making the lineups and the graphics and everything. Because again, this was kind of last minute, but you know, it's an important enough match, and we figured people would want to watch it, so we're doing what we can.
Faisal, honestly, I mean, he's a very entertaining player to watch, fairly consistent, and very good player to watch overall, very fun to watch. So Peach Garden's coming out for Kinetolic Gaming as a reset track here. Anyway, we're just going to have Faisal for now, 13-point lead for Ethereal after race 1. And we'll see how aggressive Ethereal will start off with here. They start off top 2 running and bottom 2 bagging pretty much. Not a bad place to start here if you're E, but Luke will try to pass the TC. Does it get it?
Didn't get it off. Yeah, that's a really weird spot to be with a TC there. It's such an important pass to get because now Ethereal are top 2, and if they get good back spam spots in, and if maybe they can pull a Schumann second at some point, they can really expand this lead if KG doesn't do anything about it. But look at the bomb!
That is absolutely huge.
That was really nice on the POV. That was a really good snipe. I've seen that one before, but I've never seen it from the perspective of somebody watching it happen. So, nice play from someone on KG there. I'm not sure who exactly that was, but yeah, a lot of counterplay coming out from KG right now, taking out Faisal and Crash. But I think Jeff snuck into first. Not too important right now who first is, but
Russo right away just kind of. I think that initial snipe from the bomb there was from Russo as well. So Russo making plays, but still a top 2. Or actually, a 1-3 for Ethereal.
You see it again in the same spot, and now Faisal's got these 2 shrooms up here chilling. But it looks like Ryu is dominating the bagging battle this time around, which is a good sign for KG. And also, it's worth noting that I think there was a standoff at the first box in 8th place, which is something I saw. I think it was, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Ethereal against whoever their last opponent was. I'm struggling to remember, but they did the exact same thing where they just waited for an 8th place box.
And yeah, Ryu, I mean, he could have the shock. He could be just running away. Right, there it is.
He can go through the grass here, though. But the intent was there. And Luke now with the Mega, despite the 2 TCs, he's going to be running away with this race for sure.
Yeah, he had a decision. He had a decision.
I don't think he was in the Mega on his screen. I would be surprised if he was. Unless he got shocked into boxes and spammed it, I don't know. But it didn't seem like he tried too hard to Mega anyone, so I don't know what happened exactly there. But yeah, KG are in pretty good spots. Top 2 for now. Java's going to try to hit the player in 3rd, I believe. Yeah, that's Jeff up there. Pow could be deadly if there's a red going for Java, and there is. He's going to get Pow rated out of 2nd. Ethereal reclaiming some big spots at the end. Looks like it's going to be a 2-3-4.
Murrah chained a star into reds, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but doesn't connect on anybody. Shot comes in late, dodging Russo.
Yeah, I think, was that 2-3-4-5 maybe?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that Pow red just... That cost KG so many points, and yeah, that shock just wasn't that great for them. I kind of disagree with the the having the 2 people sit at the boxes in 8th, because I mean the issue is if you go quickly, then the other guy has a chance to get Bill and then use it to win the race if your team gets shocked, right? But the drawback is if you wait for so long, then it's just gonna be so much harder to catch up. But regardless, Ethereal still managed to get 2-3-4-5 out of it.
All right, so now the score line is the following: 49 Kinatolic Gaming, 73 Ethereal. Ethereal pulling away early, not too much, but it's good to establish some early dominance, especially with the stakes this high, and especially with the level of contention that both of these teams are facing.
And I know from my experience that KG is a team that loves to just go after it. GP1, I've seen so many matches where they just play super well right off the bat, and they get really big leads on their opponents and put them in a tough spot. But right now, that's what Ethereal is doing to him, after those first 2 races at least. And I wonder if this will be indicative of the rest of the war, but it's definitely too early to call. Serverland coming out. I mean, the thing is with regs, right, there's 32 of them, and they're playing 3 wars. We're going to see, well, 2 or 3 wars. We're going to see a lot of the same tracks getting picked. And that's something that recently has been a topic of discussion, you know. Are regular track wars at the highest level becoming stale? But I think it's always interesting, especially when you do have different lineups from usual, to see what they're going to do. And playing the same tracks allows them to kind of adapt between wars as time goes on. So I don't mind it too much.
And in this particular track, okay, Javo and Crash with a little bit of a TC battle there. But in this particular track, bagging is fairly iffy because it's fairly common to pull a 9th place box. It looks to me like Ryu commits first. And that's just an easy overtake for Bobby. Stars Ryu in the bagging battle, so that's going to be a very good early exchange, and Ryu getting caught in the green.
His teammate Shell right there.
Oh!
What is going on in this race? That's the second person we've seen going backwards with the TC. Faisal backs up to get his star, takes the TC back in the process, but...
You know, we really don't see that too
Wow.
often. I mean, usually if you pull a TC, players at the highest level will stop and try to pass the TC to the other player, but we rarely see someone turning back full circle to try to pass that
especially because he saw there that Russo was holding a Mega anyway, and he got it starred out of him. I don't know. Seems like there's some tomfoolery going on the racetrack today.
Looks to me that is Jeff in first exiting the cave, and that's going to be Murrah right behind him. So, yeah, Jeff has a little bit of a break from the top 3, but Murrah is in position to snipe him. Can't really see what's going on up there, but it's going to be a contentious lap 3 for those top 2.
Yeah, Luke could definitely swing this around. We see Noctil up there, Javo as well. Faisal's been trying to get these boxes to get shock, and they're going to call one first set, actually. Crash had his star.
A mega.
Yeah, Noctil had a Mega too. Russo did not predict that. Kind of a weird shock. I mean, it's going to give these players in the back some time to catch up, but we'll see. Maybe Ethereal are just too far broken away in the front. Looks like Murrah's still up there, though, so he has a chance to make something happen.
Murrah's in second out of all that. I'm a little surprised. I'm not sure if he dodged as well. I didn't see him dodging in the minimap, so...
He'll be able to hold that, though, because I'd have to guess that the Ethereal players around him might have better items than him, and he's just going to kind of get sandwiched, but if he can hold second, that would be huge for his team, because they can't afford to fall really far behind. Looks like a bomb came in, but it missed one of the players in top 3. I heard the sound of a bomb. And they're going to get another shock, actually.
KG shock.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it didn't really affect the race, though. Javo only passed Russo in that exchange.
I didn't see if Bobby used it right next to him. I wasn't looking there, but... Yeah, it seems like the top spots were pretty much already solidified by the time that second shot came in, so... Yeah, another interesting race. I feel like Faisal's POV has not been the most... telling of how the races are going.
Certainly
for
not,
the most part. We kind of just have to guess. Luke ended up getting third off of that. So do you think he dodged that second shock, or what happened there?
I'm not, honestly, I couldn't tell you. It was really hard to see what happened up front besides Noctil dodging as well. I think Luke just kind of got good items towards the end and was able to kind of sneak his way up. Yeah,
I'm surprised Noctil didn't get a better spot out of that. I think he got like 4th or 5th when it seemed like they would have been in a really good spot. But I mean, what could he so he dodged a Mega on like the hairpin turn, right? He could have gotten messed up by the bounces, or maybe he hit a dropped item immediately. You know, there's so much stuff that could have gone wrong there.
Right. Yeah, that was a +1 race for Ethereal after that. So I mean, you could take what you'll take what you can get. Honestly, considering that KG were contending with the top spots that entire race, but the shock certainly could have been slightly better. I'm not sure. The shock itself was fine. I think it was just something happened to Noctil at the end.
Yeah, it was unpredictable. It put Ethereal in what seemed like a good spot at the time, but sometimes things just don't go your way. That's just how the game works. Yeah. Parkway coming out from KG. That makes a lot of sense, considering that they do have 2 daisies. One of the only high-level teams that actually still uses daisies, which is pretty interesting. Like, if you think about the other 3 teams in the top 4 that's kind of been established now, you know, you got Wallywogs, Ethereal, and MW. None of them really have daisy players in their starting lineup.
Right. And we may see that going forward being a factor, like in DKM, BCW, etc. If Kinetolic Gaming can kind of nullify the damage in certain tracks that Ethereal is strong in, and then, you know, capitalize in these tracks. This is kind of considered a daisy track, even though, you know, it's not that much of a daisy track, but you can just go around the tight corners. If you're in first, it's very hard to get a daisy out of first here.
Yeah, I would say, like, this track is good for daisy, but only if you can set up the position where you can take advantage of daisy's, you know, strengths.
Yes.
And with Russo in 7th and Murrah in 5th, it doesn't really seem like they're going to be able to do that. Okay, I'm glad he's going forwards. I really don't want to be, you know, I don't want this whole cast to just be watching them sit in the boxes in 8th place.
Right. Aside from the entertainment value, let's talk about tactics. I mean, that could have been fine, but Russo lagged out of that one, considering that Russo is from Spain, after all.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't get Mega Bet that, but it seems like Faisal has widened the gap now, and he's got himself a star.
Ryu just build, and I'm not entirely sure. I think it was because Bobby... Maybe he thought Bobby had the shock, but I'm not really sure why Russo... Could have been that he built the shock out of Bobby, actually.
The daisies from KG are not really in a great spot. But again, we can only see so much. We see Javo back here in like 5th, along with Luke.
It is Luke in first, though, from what I saw in the... Yeah, yeah. It's going to be... I mean, Ethereal have a lot of the top mid spots. They have like 2, 5, 6 or something, but KG is still in the driver's seat right now.
Oh, star, that's big. And it looks like actually Murray shroomed into first at the end, so finally they're going to have a chance to see their Daisy attempt to break away up there. But if Ethereal have shock, they could honestly... They could do so many things with it right now.
It could be shockless right now. I think it's shockless.
See, it kind of looks like Bobby's running away, but...
Oh, actually, he did it.
I think he did have it. Yeah, they dodged Crash and Jeff and Cannon, but it looked like Jeff landed on something afterwards, so whatever item he has is not going to be as beneficial at the end of the race. Actually, did he just chain a shroom there? I'm not sure what I just saw.
Yeah, I think so, but he landed on something tight that kind of slowed him down a little bit.
We see a TC coming in for Russo. That's going to end his race. So KG's getting bottom 2 pretty much no matter what. Unless Faisal gets another bad item.
Jeff gets backed at a crucial point in the race.
Green's going around everywhere, and he actually pulls
blue. On Crash! In second of all places.
Noctil gets hit too. KG kind of salvaged it. Did Jeff get last out of that?
7th or 8th. I'm not sure, but whoever dodged, I think someone dodged from KG after the cannon and a Mega or something, chained a bomb, and I guess held it, because he had it in second, if I'm not mistaken, whoever that was.
KG consistently kind of hanging on to these races where they don't have a lot of resources to work with. You know, we saw Ethereal were first place and they had shock, and Faisal had his star. What I thought they were going to do was just secure first by dodging Luke in the cannon, and then having Faisal like chain his star first set in 7th, and that would have been a pretty solid top 2 for them. But yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that bomb, if that had hit Crash, that would have been massive. But KG showing signs of life for sure. I mean, that back bomb on Faisal in the cave helped a lot, and Mura staying up there and shooting into first definitely put them in a better spot than they were before. So
116 to 128. And just like that, they cut it down to a 12-point deficit. So Kinetolic Gaming very much in the driver's seat right now, but the room does reset. Yeah, let me set up Russo's stream actually, because I had the wrong Twitch name.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I feel like Faisal's he's kind of fallen into this role, and I'm not sure if this is something that he does everywhere, but it seems like he's kind of the guy just playing the item game in the back and making sure that the other team's not going to be holding their dodges into good spots, or he's not giving up free bills in 8th, stuff like that.
Yeah, for right now, we got MT coming out, and it is going to be the pick.
Yep, the classic MT. What else for 1-3?
I know Bobby's fairly solid in bagging here, but, I mean, so is Ryu, but in terms of, like, the beginning, Bobby has such an advantage because Ryu is such a lightweight, and if they're going to find themselves in a 50-50 exchange, it's going to be really hard for him to recover from that.
Ethereal opted to have their 5th place player take the cut instead of 3rd, which is what teams usually do, and KG actually sent 2 people in there, with one of them waiting at the boxes, so kind of interesting stuff. I mean, I don't think it really matters which players you send into the cut, especially when they're going to be waiting for those 8th place boxes anyway. But yeah, Faisal's just going to be trying to keep himself with the pack, but probably staying in 8th for now. The baggers are fairly close to each other, and someone is off the track. I actually didn't see who that was, and the TC in 7th is brutal. He has no one to pass this to.
And a bomb on Russo as well.
Actually, wow! What are the chances of that? Jabo just got hit when he landed, and he just got pounced on with a TC, so now... But another one, I think he makes it to the cannon with this, so he should be fine.
If he takes good lines, yes, he will.
Yeah, I think he'll make it. But wow, it went from Faisal's race being over to Jabo's race being over. He's so far behind right now. And I'd imagine Jeff is probably still up there in first. He is definitely one of the most consistent players at holding first on this track. Looks like the baggers both made it back to the set they're supposed to be at, you know, relatively at the same time, so... A lot of tough spots for Ethereal right now, since Jabo's hard 8th, and then the 2 Daisies are back here with Faisal. And another TC!
Oh my god.
That's his 3rd one, but he's so close to where he can actually pass this off. And he got him. Did he really bump him?
Yes.
No, he's alive, but I think he can run away. Yeah, bottom 2 for KG still. Jabo made his way back up to 7th, and I think
Ryu may have the shock here, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was running away with Bobby, but he could be baiting Bobby now. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on there. That dodge 2 people on each team. That was interesting. I don't know.
Russo gets redded.
Yeah, weird shock there, because You'd think that KG would have called it earlier and Ethereal would have called it later. I don't really know what that was.
There might have been one of Ethereal and Canon. I think that might have been Crash or someone from Ethereal in the Canon initially. So they were trying to just get top two. They're trying to get him exiting the Canon, the top two from KG.
Well, what's going on in these top two? Crash and Javo duking it out. It looks like
bumped.
Javo ends up in the wall. Can he come back and get second? Faisal's got to move quickly here if he wants to hold this spot. And I think he's going to be able to do it. I don't know what happened to Javo. It looks like maybe he was just getting pushed by Crash and he ended up hitting that hut there on the side and losing a lot of speed.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird exchange there. I think Javo was neck and neck with Crash on his POV and just got bumped.
I really don't know what was going on with that shock. But, I mean, it did seem like KG ended up in good spots after it, in the front at least, but I don't know. I mean, hey, if you want to use an unpredictable shock, just dodge two of the other players in the cannon. You know? But yeah, Ethereal with the big race in the end. Despite Faisal pulling 3 TCs in the back. I mean, he went 0 for 3 on his TC hits, right? He gave one to Muro, one to Javo, and one got canceled out by the cannon, so he kind of got away with a lot of what would have been bad luck otherwise and turned it around, so...
That's what you like to see. The resilience from that man, Ethereal, Faisal.
Never give up. There's always going to be some player that you can hand your TC off to.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what E is going to go with here with top 2. And Wario's Gold Mine, they're hovering over it. I know KG liked that track, so it would be nice to waste it at least.
Especially against the Daisies, they're going to have a really hard time navigating their way up to the front of the pack, and even though they're only top 2, drafting on Wario's Gold Mine is almost impossible, especially if they do the patented Ethereal strat. Those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's a thing that they started doing where you do like this weird wheelie right at the start so that your bike is bouncing, and then you do a slip drift to the right so that you get a mini turbo right away, and it becomes almost impossible to draft you because not only are you turning a lot, but the game has trouble keeping up with where your character is, and on other people's screens it's just a nightmare to try to draft. So let's see if he does it. That would be so sick if we saw him do it on stream after I talked about it for 30 seconds, but who knows.
Oh, by the way, after this, I'm going to switch over to Russo's because his POV is way ahead, right? So I'm going to just focus on Russo for the last half of the war. First half of the war, Faisal, last half Russo. So here we go. Starting off with a top 3 pretty cleanly for Ethereal so far with that bomb. Oh my god.
That is the best thing he could have gotten for sure. So much space. Actually, Javo survived. And another bomb that's going to get... Wow. But he hits the ground green. Oh no, someone else hit the ground green.
Still a 2-3 for Ethereal?
I think so. It looked like Luke was trying to come up, but he like hit the wall or something on that turn, and Java managed to break that top 3 right away when it looked really dire for them. Honestly, there's a nice green throw. Ooh, yeah. Definitely putting the pressure on. It's gonna keep bouncing. Actually, that could definitely get him off the wall, but it looks like it hit his trail in the end. So Java holding it down in first. We're going to see some interesting interactions up here because there are a lot of spots where you can try to back people. These bats are a spot where you can...
Yeah, it's a 2-3-4 for Ethereal right now.
Target power onto Java there. Ethereal's actually going to move into first and only first as he gets really bumped.
Java was a little early with the trigger there with the back green and a back spam from Jeff onto Java. I was going to mention that, Java was a little early on the trigger there. If he backed that green a little bit later, would have gotten Faisal right at the end of that POW.
Luke's coming down with his own greens, but he might actually... He spams them all for miss, but a nice draft as well.
That was a very risky spot to throw the greens.
At the same time, so top 2 super close between these two players right now. He's going to look for a draft on the straight maybe, or... No, he kind of gives it up. And now he's going to get the TC! He didn't want to risk going tight and getting backed off the track, and now he's just going to be falling to this thundercloud, and KG are, I believe, top 2-4 after that.
And that was from Bobby, though. Ethereal shock for Ethereal. Ethereal first.
Yeah, I think that was... Did anyone even get TS? I didn't see anyone respawning back there, actually. They might have missed it.
I think it got right in between first and second.
Yeah, maybe someone slowed down to avoid it, but I don't know. Faisal with another TC, not going to change too much. Looks like Crash is off the track and Jeff's getting hit.
I saw Javo getting up there, though. So I believe he got first.
That race was pretty crazy. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of tension between the runners in the front, which is what we like to see as opposed to these races where he spends, a couple minutes in 7th and 8th. All kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, it may be an even race. I'm not entirely sure though, but I saw Javo getting up there.
I know Crash got like bumped off coming out of the ramp at the
Yeah,
end, so it could have been good for KG, honestly. Yeah, that was a really solid race for KG. I mean, it seems like just like Ethereal is playing the race as well. You know, they're doing things well, but at the very, very end, they seem to be losing points more often than not, which is tough.
yeah, it's gonna be 178 to 88. You know, punches being thrown from both sides. It is fairly entertaining to watch right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see this go down to the wire. And this would be huge for KG. If they beat Ethereal without using Jake, they're going to be riding high going into grand finals, and that is scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
That is
switching over to
quite scary.
Russo in a set right now. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna
We're already back on the
sync
track.
the audio. Here we go. He's way ahead. He is way
Yeah,
ahead.
not even close. Alright, we got Russo's audio, now we gotta get rid of the other one.
Yeah. So
Then
here we
and then
go.
we'll be good.
BC Wii.
Yeah, so a little bit of a switch here. This is race 7, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Race 7.
Jeff
I'll
early
fix that in a
to Mega.
second. Jeff just wreaking havoc early on. That's what you need to do if you're Jeff. Just try to get those top spots out immediately. And
Players getting dropped all over the track. Russo not taking right path because he knows that glitch is going to be blocked, but I feel like it might be worth, going over there and waiting maybe, because... Wait, he was going to go for left side! He thought about going for left side, but they blocked the left side too! I can't believe the levels of counterplay right now are insane.
First of all, you never see people going for left side, but Russo knows how to do it. So Ethereal, they are very good at adapting, right? So they realize that Russo has that potential threat to take the left side, and they go for it instead of the right side.
Yeah, that is some super, super big brain, high level stuff.
Early
I would
shot
have
for
loved
KG,
to
though.
see him get a shot at the left side there. Yeah, early shot makes sense, because you have to fall off there as a bagger, so that he gets to stay in 10th if he just gets rid of shock, and since Ethereal seem to be most of the top spots, they have a chance to change up the positions in the pack, but it looks like someone on KG just took a TC hit in 8th, and Russo, I'd kind of like to see him go forward a little bit more with this.
But, Jeff is a threat no matter what, so he gets rid of that immediately. Now he's going to go for the glitch this time around. Right side makes it perfectly.
Yeah, and he makes it. Looks like he's the only top spot for KG right now, and this is what I was saying. If he didn't slow down with that start, he could potentially be in first with these streams, but now he's got to deal with the players around him having items to hit him with.
Right.
And yeah, that's rough. So still top 3, and you know damn well that Ethereal is going to be blocking the glitch, maybe even both sides of the glitch, but I mean, what are the odds that he goes for left side anyway on lap 3? Yeah, this is going to be a free combo probably.
No.
No, actually, didn't get him. Baseball went all the way over there to the left to make it a little bit harder for Russo to hit him, and it seems like it'd help out.
The burning question is he going to go for glitch? Because I know Russo's very consistent.
If there's a Nana on it, if there's Nanas on it, he could break through
If he misses this, it's over. It's basically over.
Oh, unfortunate.
We could okay. If they had shock, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, but Jeff dodged that actually, and someone dodged in Bill too. What was that?
Javo.
It was Javo. I think Jeff predicted that shock. It looks like KG got a second one, but despite getting 2 shocks on BC Wii, which is
this could be big.
Oh! Wow.
If there was no bomb from Ethereal there, that could have been a huge swing had Russo connected onto the Ethereal players there. But unfortunately for him, the bomb connected right on him.
Could have been a top 4. Just front to back, that race was just all Ethereal. KG was just dropping like flies the whole way through, and Russo missing glitch when it really counted, and I don't know. Unless that whoever dodged in Bill got like 3rd or 4th out of it, that race was just all Ethereal the entire time.
Even it was honestly the schlag in the beginning. Top 4, that is what you like to see.
Yeah,
from
they just did everything right. They had all the necessary components of the race. I think was there even a blue at some point that race? I don't remember. Yeah, there was on Faisal.
Yeah.
A blue and 2 shocks on BC Wii. Who top 4's KG on BC Wii? That's ridiculous. Yeah, they did everything right. They got into the front, they hit the players early on, and then they held it. They stopped KG's opportunities to catch up, predicted their shock, and that was that.
194 to 233 is the scoreline that we have right now. That was big.
Yeah, so
honestly, that was big.
That was huge. Like right when it looked like KG was pulling it back, you know, they were stringing some good races together, making things happen. Ethereal just shut them out, and now they have a chance to go huge here again on Toad's Factory, which is just a really polarizing track nowadays when teams are so good at playing the front running game.
All right,
this track pick's definitely going to matter a lot.
Going into race 7, I believe, or race 8 actually.
And they do get their pick, so let's see how are KG going to overcome this position here at the start. Because they have nobody in the front at all. They're going to have to send some people up there drafting, spam their items right away, and it's all about trying to get into first place. I feel like that's the main goal here of this lap 1 for them. They don't have to worry about holding their dodges or anything. They just got to use whatever they can to establish themselves in the front. Ethereal making it tough, taking all 3 boxes. Jeff continues to take Russo's boxes here on the conveyor.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, honestly. If you're the bottom-most spot in TF starting top 4, you just got to take all the boxes on the side.
Noctil gets hit down. There's Jeff crashing. Wait a second! I think KG is top 2. How did they do that? What just happened?
Okay,
top
I would have
3, and he's got a mega in 3rd.
There had to have been some drafts. There had to have been some drafts from Luke and Java.
What's going on?
And Crash getting sniped out with a green. Wow. I honestly do not know how they got that.
Yeah, how they pulled that off. And with this mega, I mean, could he just go for it right off the bat? It looks like he's not going to, but it is a sitting track.
I would hold. I mean, he has a decision. If he schlags here at the very end of this part, that green. But if he schlags in this conveyor section, this could be huge. But I would just say hold this just for now.
Yeah, I think when he was still in 3rd, I would have thought about schlagging. But now that people are in front of him, it's definitely not worth it anymore.
Right, because you know, he has a lot of options here, right? If they pull the shock, you know, that's an easy top 3, assuming there's no blue or nobody from KG fails. So I like this. I like this hold, even though he was in position to schlag.
Yeah, and does Ryu have it? I mean, he seems to be all alone out there going forward.
Yes.
So we're looking at a potential top 3 here for KG. Oh, never mind. And Mura gets hit too. I think he had a dodge as well because he was in the back the entire time. So, I mean, they still have a chance to dodge and catch up, but it's not going to be as beneficial anymore.
I think it may be 1-3 now. I think I might have seen one of Ethereal slipping in a second. Not entirely sure. But this could be a huge
getting the lucky
right
stars. They're going to call it into boxes here, I'd imagine. There it is, crash dodging as well. I don't think he's going to catch the KG players in the very front, but...
Oh, no, he does. He does. He gets second, possibly first. I think that might have been Crash getting first.
Wow. A lot of Ethereal players in the back here, though, but if Crash got first, that's huge for them. KG maybe got a little greedy there with that shock. They definitely would have held it till later had they been able to hold those dodges in the bottom spots, but... that back bomb just completely killed their chances of getting a huge race and bringing it back.
I was going to say, you know, holding the Mega... I did say initially that holding the Mega was a good hold, but, you know, I didn't think of the fact that, you know, Ethereal could just shroom up at any given point and then pull a bomb, you know? So it's those 50-50 plays, or actually it was not the
wow, 1-3, that's...
It was Noctil, the one that dodged and got all the way up to first. Yeah, that call was a little greedy, like you mentioned.
Very, very predictable and very greedy. Top 2 was not really secure yet, and that's another reason why schlagging could have been good there, just to prevent that chance of Ethereal catching up later on. You know, I don't know. I honestly feel like the end of that lap 1 was Russo's time to make a play, and he didn't pull the trigger. But, I mean, how can you predict a back bomb on your 6-7 when you have, like, a star and a mega? That's just... that's heartbreaking, yeah.
And I mean, Ethereal, they won that by 3, right? And if you did not watch the race at all, you would think, okay, Ethereal won that by 3, but it could have been better because they were top 4. But considering the circumstances in the beginning, KG somehow pulling out top 2 and Russo with a mega in 4th, you know? +3, you take that any day.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Again, I wish we could see... I've always wanted to watch a war where you can see all 8 POVs just to see how it happens on everyone's screen. But that race will be a mystery for a while. They were just
honestly.
top. They were just top 3 by the conveyor belts after Ethereal was in top 4, and they took every item box on the track. I just don't understand how they did that. But moving on, they still have a 44-point deficit to overcome here with 1 GP to go. If they want to go up 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very much for the taking. Plus 44 for Ethereal, but 4 races to go. That's plenty of Mario Kart.
Going down 1-0, not a good look in any situation, but especially because that means that if they want to win, they'd have to beat Ethereal match 3 when Ethereal gets to host again. So that's going to be pretty tough.
Coconut Mall coming out from E here, and that kind of wasn't a solo pick there from Bobby.
Yeah, a little bit. I think Coconut Mall is a pretty safe track to pick, honestly. You know, when we're talking about endgame situations where it's GP3 and one team's winning by a lot, because it's pretty easy to force a Shocklets race as a bagger, and without Shock, it's generally going to be pretty hard for one team to completely skew the race in their favor.
Certainly, and this is I didn't even realize we didn't have the name for the POV. This is Russo we're watching.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I said it like the first race, and then I don't know.
Yeah, top. It looks like okay, Luke gets trailed, I think, from Jeff. He's lagging everywhere. I think it was a trail. But yeah, only first here for Ethereal, 2-3 for KG.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff failed a little bit up there. I think he lost some time, but assuming he has enough protection to block these reds, I don't think it'll be an issue. But let's see. Yeah, Russo's not even going to have time to get both of them off, so Jeff will be fine for now, but not until this blue shell comes in and takes him out. So KG moving into what looks like it could be a top 3, but at this cut, the spots are definitely going to be changing again. We'll see who's coming up here.
Yeah, the pack's surprisingly tight for CM, at least with the top 6.
Looks like Murray's having a bit of trouble on the escalators back there. He's going to be stuck in 8th for a while. Not too much going on with the baggers. They're still hanging out at their box like they do on CM. Doesn't seem like anyone has it so far.
Ooh. I like the coordination there, backing that green tight and going wide if you're Luke there. That's what you want to see.
We haven't seen, you know, Russo doing too much of that, but that is something that I like seeing because I've watched a lot of Russo and Luke gameplay in Daisy Squad with call and stuff, and they didn't really have those little tricks that they would do that they would have to communicate. But it seems like they're kind of evolving their gameplay to match, you know, all these reg players who are really good at stuff like that. So that's really good to see.
Right. That being said, though, that blue did a number on Russo considering how close that pack was, and
could not make it to the wall there, unfortunately. Oh my God, he almost got nailed again from downtown.
And someone's building up in the pack? No, never mind. I saw someone coming up.
I have no clue. It doesn't seem like he's going to be able to gain any spots here. Unfortunate race from Russo's POV.
Let's look back at Faisal as a little bit of a replay, actually. So let's see what happened.
Oh, yeah, this is sick
now. I'm going to use that replay mechanism.
Yeah, this is actually really cool. Good thinking there. So let's see, how did this happen? What went down in the front?
Yeah, let's do it. So top 2 for KG, right? Javo is in a prime position to back, but Faisal going wide.
Top route? Interesting.
That's smart. I mean, that's smart just to avoid a backspam, but, you know, this is going to be a good race for KG, if nothing else.
For the Hail Mary snipe. It was Crash billing up.
I thought I saw somebody billing up. Crash did
bill up. Did he get first out of it? Now we can go see the spot. Now we can go see the spot from the other POV. And there it is. Crash got first off of that. New technology coming in from MK boards. You love to see it.
New technology. +1 race.
Now it's sick. Now it's sick. We should do that more often.
Yeah, I should. No, okay. So Russo is going to be the main POV from here on in, and we're going to use a replay mechanism to watch lap 3 for Faisal. That's what's going to happen from here on in.
That's dope. All right, so another race where Ethereal just barely wins by a tiny little bit, which is totally fine for them. KG, on the other hand, he just start going big.
Yeah, 31 1-point race there for KG.
I feel like we're going to see a little bit less of the players stopping for 8th place boxes on KG, just because if Ethereal wants to play out that stalemate kind of in the back, they can just take someone out of the race if they want to. So I feel like KG kind of have to take that chance of going forward right off the bat from now on. They do get Daisy Circuit eventually. They could have used this a little earlier, but we'll see what they can do. A lot of people do not pick this track. Like, this is one of the least played tracks, I'd say, in Clan Wars, because it doesn't really have like its own specific purpose, you know? Like most tracks get picked because they're good for running or because they're good for catching up on, but this track's kind of like a weird mix of those
It's just
two.
out there. Honestly, it's just out there.
It's kind of wacky. And this is exactly what I'm saying. Oh, I'm surprised Jeff actually didn't wait there, but
Right.
Russo is going to be able to get back into the race now.
Yeah,
I guess Jeff wants to be able to contribute.
Yeah, the Bobby's a very safe bagger.
And there's the bill. There's the bill.
Usually in these 50-50 exchanges, Bobby is the last one to go back. Ryu does commit early, pulls a star, and that's going to be GG's.
Yeah, because Ryu knows that Russo has bill, so he can afford to make that first move, and now he's going to be in 10th for the time being, but Bobby can maybe catch him, especially if...
Replay!
if he pulls the shock.
Let's see what happened in lap 1. Okay.
Oh my god, he got nailed coming out. He got nailed coming out of the shortcut, so Crash might be in first still.
Yeah, so that was lap 1. That was lap 1. That was just a little replay.
Yeah. Interesting replay. You caught that moment in the cut perfectly. That was kind of wacky.
A little unfortunate for Faisal to start off with, but yeah, with this bill here, I mean, even if he dodges, he's not really going to get too far up because this pack is really spreading.
Depends on where he uses the bill. I think if he uses it through the cut, he can gain a lot of spots, and they're going to go first set, actually. I don't really know what that did other than just Jabo chaining his Mega, but I don't know if they're going to catch Crash up here. We'll see. Assuming that is still Crash. It is, yeah. He's got a chance to snipe with the fib, though. He's got to go big here.
Yeah,
they need these points.
Certainly.
He's going to throw it maybe right now. Over the wall. Oh, that looks too tight. I think Crash is not going to hit that.
No.
And he hits the banana as well. Yeah, that fib was nowhere to be seen. And they got some spots in the end, but I think that was like 1-3 or 1-4 for Ethereal, so...
Right. Let's take a look and see what happened after the shock here.
Yeah, so Russo dodges up. They're just making their way through the cut.
Nothing really. I think it's just gonna be Ethereal all around Faisal here. Nothing really too crazy. Luke coming up.
Egg at the end. Yeah, we did see Luke streaming up into like 3rd or something, but when your player who's dodging in the bill is getting 5th or 6th, that's not a good sign. Also, we saw Russo getting wheelie bumped at the end of the lap too, and that made him... He used his bill in 8th place instead of what would have been 6th, I guess, which meant that it didn't last as long, and he wasn't able to catch Crash in the end. So, again, kind of these misplays that don't seem too big are really adding up later on in the race, and...
Everything counts in this game.
Yeah, everything counts. At this level of play, you know, a difference of, you know, half a second or 1 second when you're just driving with an item can be the difference in whether or not you gain control of top spots at the end. Or maybe, you know, if he was closer to Crash at the end, he might have had an easier time sniping him with the fib. He wouldn't have had to, you know, kind of pray that it hits him on the other side of the fence. But, yeah, now it's looking really rough. They only got a couple races left to work with, and Ethereal don't show any signs of slowing down.
So the scoreline we have right now is 285 to 330. Definitely a hill to climb now in these last 2 races.
Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops with these left tracks. They need something, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Ethereal's too solid. They've been doing this for too long to let this slip, especially with a track like RBC. Does not seem likely that this race will be too heavily skewed towards KG.
RBC, yeah. This track, I feel like the first 10 seconds of this track matters more than any track, arguably, because this track, you know, very team-based, very good track to coordinate backspans and whatnot. So if you can get the drafts up early and establish control, whoever establishes control early on is in a very good position.
Yeah, it's about which players get to the front, but also which players, you know, get the good items at the start. Oh, that fib.
He half like expected Faisal to hit that fib, actually. And
yeah, I think Faisal goldened up to the front, and, you know, the first set on this track is kind of like, it's really hard to know which boxes are going to get taken, so getting a good box at the start is huge, and looks like they had shrooms in pretty good spots. Ethereal did. That was a really good attempt with the Nana, actually, from Russo. I think he kind of read that Crash would be going for the cut, maybe. And he tried to get him, which would have made him lose a lot of time.
Yeah, and Ryu got the box first, and he ends up pulling it. In terms of the backwards strat, Ryu likes to go, when you respawn, Ryu likes to go on the left side. And Bobby ended up contesting with Ryu, but Ryu ended up going backwards after Bobby went back over to the other side, which is kind of a questionable play, because it allows Ryu to just align for free.
Yeah, so they called the target pal on the top two there, and Russo was going to go for rail, but he had to back out last second, and a drop star was going to come in for Crash and first
Ooh.
here. He has a chance to maybe go for flags on the players behind him, but they're going to take each other out anyway. And we did also see a team kill earlier.
I like that from Bobby. Star drops are not very common on those thwomp sections because you got to be like all the way to the edge of the thwomp in order to even drop the star. But Bobby making himself useful, realizing that Ryu's already broken away from him. He's not going to get the shock out of him.
Yeah. Also, most of the time the baggers are kind of hustling to get backwards, but now it seems like they're just completely off doing their own thing. And based on where Ryu's waiting, I'd imagine he has shock right now because there's no other reason to be standing back in that corner all by yourself. So Bobby's just going to be looking to keep dropping stars for his teammates in the front because that's all he really can do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It would take him forever to get to where Ryu is, so... Yeah, we see him going through those boxes, trying to get a star to go back to the thwomps.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay from earlier lap 2 to see if anything significant happened to Faisal. I don't think so. And it looks to me like after... Oh.
Yeah,
wait, who did that TC go to?
I don't really know. The
thing
about these replays is that it's hard to know what happened. Like,
it went to Bobby, yeah.
Anything happened. Yeah. Russo's going to be able to stay in fourth. I mean, he needs like a mega here if he really wants to get a good spot out of this. They do have a blue.
This is a big blue.
Yeah, maybe if he calls himself onto the ramp, he could
Oh!
it actually hit
Crash caught Luke in it!
Oh, but he gets backed! That was such an important spot to not get backed, and he gets backed! I don't know what the shock did. Someone dodged in. Bill probably...
Jeff's off! No, he's not. He's laggy.
What
is happening?
He almost got really bumped off the track. He's gonna get hit, I think. Oh my gosh, Russo... he was in such a good spot. If they just called that shock to get him on the ramp, he would have been totally fine. Let's check out this blue again. It seems like they told Crash to hit the brakes, and he did. And in a huge play, he catches a Luke here on the spiral, and they both get taken out.
Oh,
and then Faisal with this back red a little bit wide onto Russo, and... Did they even TS him? No, they didn't. They just got him after the landing there. It was Jabo and Bill, so he got first. I don't know what spot Luke got out of it.
Faisal almost went off!
So much spaghetti everywhere. Not that huge of a race. I think they got 1-3-5. Yeah, 1-3-5.
Yeah,
and Luke getting 8th after it. Crash kind of saving the day. Crash and Faisal with those two crucial hits at the end. That could have been absolutely huge for KG. But I think now it might be impossible.
319 to 357. No, possible still. Still possible, but it's
winnable, comebackable.
It's quoting Flow Matt, if you're still mathematically in it, why not keep trying?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Ethereal actually when they were down like 50s or so going into race 11, they would just call a reset. They would be like, all right, you guys win. Kinetolic Gaming, they're still confident. They're still confident that they will be able to pull this one out.
I mean, yeah, they're going to go for it. It's only one race. It's not like they're losing too much time. Also, it is worth noting that KG were willing to delay the match just so that we could set up our cast a little bit more, but Ethereal said that they didn't have time to spare, so they want to move this along if they can.
Yeah, they want to get this done. And fair play, honestly. I mean, because 3 hours of MKW can be a little bit much.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're playing to win, and that's what they've been doing this whole time.
This is GV2 for all the marbles. You love to see it.
All right. Can they make the magic happen? Are you sure they can win this? Doesn't Ethereal only need to get to 366 points? I feel like they... I don't know. Yeah. I mean, either way, it's probably not happening. It does look like everyone's going forward.
Oh, yeah, no, this never mind. It's mathematically impossible. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, just barely, though.
Unless if they get a top 5, actually, they can pull it through, but...
I mean, yeah, I don't think that's too likely right now. Yeah, Jeff's going to make his way into first. I don't know if Reese can do anything about this, really. They're not going to get shocked. This is unfortunate. But, I mean, it takes a lot to get a top 5. Like, there's no way that you can... Oh, wait a second.
That's a start.
Now, back him again. Back him off. Back him off.
You gotta back early, right away here. If
yeah,
not,
he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. Bobby's actually gonna. It's
Bobby
getting first. Bobby's huge. And Bobby coming in clutch.
I don't know why, but I see this so often. Whenever teams go all run, the bagger always seems to get up there. It just happens all the time.
Bobby is huge. Bobby's a closer. Oh my god. Oh, wow. He almost outscored Jeff the GP. That would have been a meme, but not quite. So Ethereal takes match 1. Good showing from Bobby. And the rest of the players, but mostly Bobby.
Closing it out, closing the show. That's what you like to see from my man Bobby.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what KG have to do. I mean, I think they got to capitalize more on their BCW pick next war, because we're definitely going to see it again. I don't imagine they're going to go in with too much of a different approach, but they just got to take all the points they can get in those situations. It seemed like early on, Ethereal was kind of losing opportunities at the end. You know, like on the last turn, we saw a lot of Ethereal players losing spots, but as the war went on, that kind of stopped happening, and KG kind of needed that to keep going their way, and it just didn't.
I mean, it's kind of hard to pinpoint one, aside from the top 4, of course, aside from the time they got top 4. And also, you know, TF2 was a major game changer for Ethereal, because they were top spots, right? They lost those top spots right away, but they somehow pulled it back, kind of aided by a last-second shock from KG that was fairly iffy on their end. So, you know, several races that really changed things up, and Ethereal in the end were just, even though there were a couple of races, like for example Parkway, that they lost top spots at the very end, in the end it was Ethereal that was more consistent, I'd say, both with the running and with the shot calls.
And we definitely can't speak for everyone in the race, but we did see some slop from Russo's POV as the war went on. Definitely that BCW, I guess I would call it a choke on lap 3, comes to mind, because Glyph was wide open for the taking, and he just couldn't get the job done there. But he's going to have at least one more war to hopefully turn things around. I think we're going to see the same lineup for KG. I don't know for sure. I don't know if they said that anyone would be subbing.
And we could maybe actually, potentially, possibly use Luke's POV instead of Russo's. We'll see. We'll see what the popular choice here is.
I mean, I'm down for anything. I don't mind. I do like seeing different perspectives.
I like to see Luke because he's a very good runner. While
Russo, be interested to watch Luke actually. That's a good point. Russo and Luke, honestly, because I haven't seen too much from both of them, and Luke is kind of a guy who's like, you know, people still call him a TT bot, even though he's literally playing alongside like the best players in the game and doing pretty well, it seems, for the most part.
Well, yeah,
and I really want to see like how his playstyle has changed over time to kind of keep up with the metagame right now.
Right.
Instead of just driving, you know.
I feel like it's kind of criminal, to be honest, to call him a TT bot, because I mean, he was a little slow to adapt back in 2018, 2019, but 2020 has been an absolutely pivotal year for Luke, and he has made his name known out there. So I feel like that label should be shed at this point.
Yeah. Put some respect on my man's name. Give him some credit.
Yeah.
He's working out here.
We'll be right back at you guys with Kinetolic Gaming versus Ethereal, winners finals of the MKPS Final 8 tournament. Stay tuned, everybody.